Welcome to Evolution Go. I'm Lisa Taylor. Let's talk about how to bring inversions into your sun salutations. Because we have this repetitive rocking back and forth, we have this opportunity to really warm up the shoulders and the hamstrings, especially the shoulders, through the sun salutations. So that looks something like this. It's from the downward dog, and then it's also to the downward dog. So at first, maybe you're just walking forward, really getting the long halfway lift, the long body supported by the core. Then as the practice begins to progress, you want to get to this and be doing it repetitively because it will warm the shoulders and the wrists. Come forward just a little bit toward your hands. Make a diamond shape with your legs. Crouch down and take a jump. Really lift and see how far you can go. At first, there won't be a lot of float to it. It won't be very smooth, but you're just warming up. Now that was a diamond shape. Some people prefer to work with their legs really decidedly wide and parallel. And that would be a crouch down and a hop, and the legs work wide. Both work. I like my feet together. So once we get that going, hips go right forward at first. So it's just a bend, a jump, and scoot forward. Then we have to start getting upside down. Next, it's a bend and a real rock into your fingertips. Hips up in the air, feet forward. Could also do it with the wide legs. Way back here. Bend the knees, up, feet forward. Now, after you get that, a number of times, the rocking going back and forth, the rhythm in your shoulders, you've gotten to the point where you're holding the half handstand, landing your feet pretty easily. The next step is to work with straight legs. So it's a pressing up essentially out of the pike, the actions in your ankles and your feet. So when you first push off, you want to really have the action of pressing your toes. So you'll drive your heels up in a flexed foot and point them then. It changes where the strength is coming from in your legs. Let's have a look. Now we don't need the diamond shape. We'll bend the knees, push off the floor, drive the feet up, and ultimately at top, point the toes. Let's see what it might look like. And come to the front of the mat that way. So driving off straight legs, really driving the heels up. Now, you get to the front of the mat, maybe your feet come right down. Sometimes you can hold it, sometimes you can't. If you happen to hit one of those handstands where you're really comfortable and you're holding it, wait in the handstand. Let the rest of the room go through the beginning of the next sun salutation. You catch up with them for chaturanga. So for you, it could look something like this. Holding the handstand at the front of the mat, the group is doing their chair pose, halfway lift. You're waiting in your handstand. When it comes time, move your chest forward instead of just thinking collapse back. So first is to move the chest forward and then bring the legs down one at a time. As you're building and learning, we can work toward a powerful body that floats and presses, but there are stages. So let's see what happens when we jump forward to the handstand, hold it for a beat, and then drop down into the chaturanga. Take the downward facing dog. Handstand. Step out of it if it doesn't work. Try again. So that's the idea. Some days it's easier, some days it's harder, but when you can, try, and it builds up to new skills. So there are a lot of options here in taking a handstand into your sun salutations. I'm Lisa Taylor, and this is Evolution Go.